how is it going, man? I am bringing you guys a new deck. This is not a new deck. This is the deck that actually came first place in the SED tournament. Because of my experimenting with Guzzlord, I managed to tank my points by over 150, and my position went down from rank 250 to 2000. Because number one, I was playing angrily. I was so tilted. And this is the golden rule. Don't play when you're tilted, take a break. But a lot of us, I think, when you're on a spree of losing and you feel like you're just getting unlucky, you just want to get back in there. And it's not healthy. I can guarantee you're not making the best decisions you can. That being said, I wanted to find a deck that was going to just steamroll. Obviously inspired by the OCD tournament's winner. I knew that there was going to be an influx of new decks that came from the tournaments, but wouldn't you know it, nothing much has changed. There's still Buzzwoles, there's still Solgaleos, and what's really good against them? Charizard. Charizard really goes, I don't care what deck you have, let me just be Charizard and just blow you away. What this deck is different in is it can handle the Oricoreos, which was the biggest Charizard weakness. So we run Solvallis also. Now some of you guys see this list and you go, where's the Lily? Guys, we don't play with a Lily. The main reason is because we need consistency with Solvallis. This is not just a Charizard deck, this is a Solvalli deck primarily, actually. It's very, we try to get the Charizard online as consistently as possible. That's why we run cards like Iono. But the fact is that you have to have 3 pieces. You have to have consecutive pieces: Charmander, Rare Candy, and the Charizard to actually get online. Now if you want to throw Lillian, then that's 4 consecutive pieces. And a red card and Mars meta, that is damn near impossible to plan around. You are going to have to literally get, what do they call it, Exodia, for that to happen. And the cases where you still survive, even with a Lily, it's not that high. So the PCL is really good, also because we are in a poison meta. This is going to be Darkrai Girautinas, and why are they Darkrai Girautinas? I'll tell you why, because they know how to deal with Oricorio. How do they deal with Oricorio? With Poison Bobs and Nalaligo. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But then you just watch the Oricorio melt. They get poisoned and they start melting by the Darkrai pings and the poison damage. And then Giratina can build up, and play the long game and win. So it's a very, very strong deck again. I know, right? But this way we've got a balance between fast and aggressive and, a late game sweeper. And sometimes you turn 3 your Charizards online. Boom. There are some decisions that you need to make, but this really is a deck that anyone can play. I'll give you an example of turn 1. You've got a Professor and you've got a Gladion. You want to use your Gladion to thin your deck, but not get rid of the Professor Research, because you're not going to be able to use that Professor Research that turn and use it. For example, if you do Professor Research and a Rare Candy and a Charizard, next turn you get red carded. Not only do you lose that Rare Candy and Charizard, that you can't redraw into a Professor Research. So that's why we don't Professor Research ever on the first turn. We always Gladion in the first turn if we can. Because again, it thins that deck, it gives us 1 card closer to the Rare Candy Charizard. Very, very important mechanic. Iono, the good way of using Iono. Sometimes you need to hold a card in your hand, right? If you know that your win condition is to get a Rare Candy and a Charizard, sometimes you don't need to put down that basic. Because why? Because it's an extra +1 to your card that you can gamble with to try and draw Rare Candy and Charizard combo. Mars speaks for itself. Sabrina is really, really clutch. It's just such a good card for Solvalli and Charizard. One thing, Sabrina is typically used for, or can be used for, is early game disruption. However, I find that it is actually really good for late game finishes with this particular deck. So, with that being said, we're on a 5-game win streak. We have clawed our way back, and just to give you an idea on how things are going, like we're winning. Like we got a few losses, but we've been on winning streaks, and you can see like we've also lost some games. But for the most part, we're climbing, right? We are climbing. There's a nice like win streak there. So let's try to get a 6 win streak, and yeah. Enough yapping from me. Let's jump into some games. Alright! Game number 1. Let's see who we playing. A top 1000 player in both seasons. So, in other words, we're playing against another degenerate. And they're going to be prepared. These kind of players, they don't make mistakes. They're very aware of what the meta is like right now. And right now, there is a lot of Charizards. Let's just see. Maybe Buzzwole. Interesting, a Psychic. Are they playing Giratina Greninja? I wonder. Regardless, we have a very good start. We have our Energy Curve card with some value. Interesting. What deck are they playing? Psych. Guys, we might see a world's first here. We might see a world's first. Don't red card me. Same thing. I had such a nice hand also. Oh, well, that is great because we still get our card that we needed. Now, this is the thing. I'm only going to drop 1 Charmander. Why? Because, again, we're going to keep ammo for if we ever need to Iono. There's no point in putting 2 down. What's the point? We've got 2 other basics here. I doubt we get red carded. And then next turn we can Gladion for the KO. Nice heads there. If they're smart, they start firing up the back one, right? Because now they're behind in energy. But what we can do is, because I have no idea what this deck is. I've never seen a Psychic Soul Valley, so I'm just very, very curious. It seems like they have a decision, so interesting. Very interesting. A Sabrina, because this is what I was trying to explain earlier. You know, a lot of the times let energy curve back. You know, now I can do the same thing to them. I still don't want to give them information that I have the Gladion. I do want them to knock me out. I should have maybe placed the energy on the same Gladion so that or on a Charmander and not used it, so that I can still retreat and attack next time. This is all assuming that they kill my Charmander. Which, again, these guys are thinking players. They know. Okay, so they are smart. The thing is, what they don't know is that I have a Sabrina. Okay, so we're 1 point down. Oh, I need to Gladion. I need to Gladion. It's going to be annoying if they have a Rocky helmet. Otherwise Giovanni kills me. Like, I really want to know what the hell this deck is now. Like, you've given me no other information. Is that we can evolve ours. And we don't have to die, we can retreat and attack. Tight game, guys. So that's so strange. So the only play a Silvally deck? Oh, it's a Giratina. I wonder if they charge. Or do they attack? What are you doing, dude? I just want to know what you're doing. Like, this is not a good deck. I don't think, like, what is this deck, man? I'm trying to think, like, what can this deck be? Because... Okay, so they do decide to attack. It is very interesting. Thinking if I should just retreat and attack with my Charmander. No, I shouldn't, because I'll waste energy. I was thinking about Sabrina-ing there, getting the first 100 damage, like... I don't know, do they think they win? Do they know how much damage I do? We should just, like... Is it not just game over? Unless they grunt me. Imagine they team Rocket Grunt and they just take all my energy. But I just don't see how they win. If they attack, they lose. Like, what a strange game for for a player that is at that level. I just thought, like, why? What is that deck? And it's a Charizard deck. So the moment we get him online, we kind of want to put him in the front unless there's a serious risk. The problem with Charizard is that, by the nature of him, he has to stoke, so he has to get hit. And if you can afford to be hit and then know that you're going to sweep afterwards, then it's a good move. However, if you are going to get hit, like, I'll give you an example. The time that Charizard loses against a Solgaleo is when there's two Solgaleos that have two energies on them, and then they can hit, right? That one can die, the next Solgaleo comes in and kills me, and then kills whatever's afterwards. Anyways, weird game, but very weird game. What are you doing? That guy cooked too much. Alright, let's go for another one. We're on a 6-game win streak in Master Ball. We're getting our points back, we're nearly in the top 1000 again. But again, this deck is relatively easy to play, but there were decisions there that we had to make. Like, we retreated the Silvally and put in the other one to attack, so that didn't just, knock each other out. Because the Silvally does 100 damage and they actually have 110 damage, the mirror matches between the two can be difficult. That's why Giovanni is really helpful with the Silvally deck. But we're not running Giovanni, we don't need it, we run a Charizard. Charizard doesn't have damage. Charizard says, I don't need a Giovanni. Fam, I'm good. But let's jump into another one, and I think it will be the last game that I can do for today. And then tomorrow I will be streaming. So I hope that you guys can join me for that, because I did my first stream today, and I know the sound quality is bad, guys, and But if you guys are just looking for a cool place to hang out, you know, I'm gonna be around. We're gonna be grinding the lank. We're gonna be grinding the. I can't get my words out. We're gonna be grinding the rat. Let's just play the next game. Grinding the rank. Grinding the rank. What is going on, dude? Grinding the rank ladder. Wow, what the hell, dude? My brain just had a seizure. Did I just see correctly? Are they playing a water deck? Grass deck. We're going second also. Great stuff. We do have a Charizard. We do have. So this is a great example of how we're going to be playing Gladion first instead of Professor's Research. Why? I explained this in the beginning. We want to thin our deck still if they red card us, be able to redraw into our Professor's Research. And if we Professor's Research, we're not going to be able to do anything on this turn anyways. So let's Gladion, we thin our deck, hopefully we get another basic. The thing is, they don't play Sabrinas with this deck either, so it's good, it's fine. Like, it's not going to be the same story as last time where we're losing energy, put them on the bench. Now next turn we can draw into a whole bunch of things with our Professor's Research. The thing is with their deck, and if it's the strategy that I think they're doing, they're going to do the 2 Buzzwole strategies. Now I've spoken about this before, it was in my live stream also, that their strategy is to hit, thank you. So next turn if I get a Soul Valley I can knock them out, unless you're Erika's or does a leap kick. But what they do is they go through a full Buzzwole and then they do another Buzzwole. Dude, don't tell me you don't have an Erika. Yeah. So it's a very interesting strategy, and it's like you have to go through 2 of them, which is like makes it incredibly annoying. And I want to hold onto my Mars. Do I really want to hold onto my Mars? The thing is, how much risk am I in? Because the thing is, as I said, they're trying to play 1 Buzzwole. When I kill it, then they will use that Lucamine to give all the energy back to another Buzzwole. Then I have to go through that one also. And that can kill a Charizard, by the way. Back-to-back punch in the face. Now, but I am still deciding. I think that I'm gonna Mars early game. Let me know what you guys would have done there, because the thing is, I'm really afraid, considering they have so many cards in their hand, that the moment I Professor Research, that's when I get Mars or I get something along those lines. Either way, it's gonna hurt. If they don't put another basic down, yeah, alright, there it is. And I think I research now. I mean, I could Sabrina. Thing is, do they have a Lucamine? That is the question. I'm not going to place down my Sylvalia, and I'll tell you guys that, because number one, I've still got my Gladions that can trigger it, and if you place down the Sylvalia, you cannot use a Gladion that triggers the Brave Buddy's 100 damage. And also, I want to save for an extra card for my Iona, because this might be a game where I need where I need to get my Charizard online. I told you this deck is. I was afraid or something like that. That's why I didn't. I wanted to Mars early game. Come on, Charizard. Okay. So is there other card elusive me? That's the question I need to ask myself. Like, is this other card elusive me? I think we just put in the other Charmander, all things considered. All things considered. Alright, so I keep that Charmander. I keep the Pokeball. I don't burn the. I do not burn the Pokeball. Why? Because it's a +1 to my owner. The thing is, I'm going to take the kill here because it's minus the Buzzwole, and then I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble next turn that I get Charizard. There's 8 cards left. I hit this guy super effectively, so I do get the 2 points. But the thing is. Wait. Yeah. Iono. No, wait. Is Iono the best support here? We need to have another Celesteela so that they can. They do have Loosening, 100%. But I'm just wondering what card should I put down? Because they're not going to be able to Big Beat next turn. I think I do put down the Charmander. I think I put Charmander and just pray that I pick up Charizard. Charizard. Let's go, baby. See, now we just win. They do not play Sabrina. They play Cyrus, I think. Why do I? There we go. I was gonna say, like, why haven't they conceded? Maybe I need to Iono. Maybe they've got like a Sabrina in their hand. Maybe I need to get rid of it, because that would have been telegraphed to me that they have something up their hand that they think they can win. So I would have paid the Iono there. So guys, this is all the time I have for today. There's some personal stuff I need to take care of. I'm not going full editing mode. Yesterday I spent like hours trying to do that Guzzlord video, and it was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. 7-win streak. I'm gonna get that number up. That number can just go up. Guys, use this deck now. It farms the Buzzwoles. Okay. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. Peace out. Love you. Again, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. Join in. Alright guys. Bye. Appreciate you. Ranked ladder tomorrow. I said it.